All right, good morning. What is up, guys? Things are going on today. So, AYTU last night getting some pretty good attention. AYTU actually coming up a little bit right here. So, a little bounce off of $2 here on AYTU all the way back up to 10. So, that was a pretty good bounce right here off of the $2 mark. AYTU is getting some volume here right before market open. So we may see AYTU start moving right at the bell because it sure is moving right now. What's up, guys? Good morning, Josh. Good morning, One Life. So we got to see what AYTU is going to do today. With all the stuff going on in after hours yesterday, I was really expecting some type of movement this morning in pre-market, but it didn't really do anything. It is starting to move a little bit now. Pretty much just like sideways consolidation above 2 last night and this morning, which is not a bad thing. Consolidation is a good thing. But yeah, we might start ripping here. Acre is another one you want to watch. They acquired a company that has license to coronavirus vaccine candidate. Very, very low float, very risky. IMAC is around 300%. Good lord. So let's see what happens here at the bell on some of these stocks. See, AYTU had a quick pop up to 215. So I'm going to just go ahead into the 1 minute chart just for now because it is early. I mean, AYTU, I'm still holding AYTU, so I'm giving it a chance. I mean, if it's going to stay above $2, I'll keep holding until something else happens with it. I mean, $2 should be pretty decent support. Starting to sell off a little bit here. See, Acre right at 3. And Acre had a very quick pop after the press release and then sold off pretty quickly. But it's something I think can get going again. I actually do have 50 shares I bought back in pre-market at 321 somewhere in this area. Just because I know how hard Acre can run. So, I mean, it is a little bit of a gamble because I don't know if it could rip some more. But I think it has a very good possibility to rip. You know, you acquire a company, it's usually a good thing. And then acquiring a company right now with licenses to possible coronavirus vaccine, that seems pretty good. And either way, like I said, I know how Acre can move, so... So AYTU. AYTU coming up here. Nice little red to green move so far if it can break over 215. Good morning, Dan B. And if we get a red to green move, then we could see day traders pop into this and start pushing it up too today. Oh, we're doing it. We might be doing it. We're right at this red to green move. If we break 215, this might be on right now. Oh, look at that, and we're breaking 215. So 225 is pretty strong resistance in pre-market. So to see what it does when it gets to 225. But if it breaks 225, there's not a whole lot of resistance left. 250 and $3. And then after that, the sky's the limit. Oh, look at here. We're going right through 220. Selling there at 220, but not enough selling to make a difference. And see, it got close to 225. It was right up there. 222. So a little bit of a sell-off now. But yeah, you can just see straight across here, 225. That's holding up at some pretty good resistance for us. But nice to see a pop on AYTU though right out the gate. Definitely getting some attention on it. So switch back to Acre real quick. So Acre's still kind of selling off. But I think the re-break of 3. Let's see, some volume might come back into this. Unless it sells off completely. If it sells off pretty hard, then it is what it is. Okay, so AYTU selling off a little bit here after that little quick run. Let's see, where did IMAC go? Let me take a look here at IMAC. Yeah, what a rip in pre-market. From 50 cents to 220, that's an account changer right there. But it's hit this 200-day several times, and it's hit it again, so I would be very careful. Looks like it's halted on the way down. See, Acre coming down pretty hard here. And AYTU just riding in this area. Looks like it's trying to ride the VWAP and maybe the 9. Yeah, so AYTU is trying to ride here. See my waiters swing. Down a little bit on my waiter swing, but it is getting a little bit of attention today. Morning, Kofi. Yeah, IMAX got to break that 200 for sure. But it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for IMAC because it's tried to break it a couple of other times back on this chart. So 200 is very strong. So we kind of have a bit of a flag forming on AYTU. It's a big, crazy flag because of these wicks. See, unless this cracks right here, then it's not going to be a flag. But it looked like it was starting to form a flag. Nope. See Acre. We'll see what is Acre doing still. IMAC, I'll be honest, man. I'd be real nervous to touch this. Not only that 200 day, but just how hard it's ran, and it hasn't really had a pullback yet. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'd be very careful on this. While it could potentially rip, it makes me a little nervous. Because on the 5, you do have it starting to curl around. If it keeps kind of going down, I think it's going to have a pretty good pullback. I'd just definitely be careful with it. Alright, I don't know what AYTU is going to do here. Seems like there's some selling pressure on AYTU, but the buying seems to be a little bit stronger. Yeah, and if it starts making a nice big U shape here, that would be solid if this holds up. See, how's my little gamble going? DCN. It's got a little volume today. My little gamble. Mark's in on it. Man, is everybody in on AYTU now at this point? Everybody except Daniel? Or did you take a position on AYTU as well, Daniel? This is not a good pattern on AYTU. This is a really wild looking pattern. Like I don't even want to consider this a pattern. Hell, yeah, everybody I guess is in on AYTU. Well, I don't know how hard AYTU is going to rip today without a press release. It's kind of being weird. Yeah, see, as I said, it's kind of being weird. Daniel B just said it too. It's looking strange. Which, I mean, there's no telling what that means. It could be good or it could be bad. I was seeing talk that some analysts upgraded the price target on AYTU to $8, but I've not seen any official press releases on that yet, so I'm kind of not sure how legit that is. Usually it'll have the press release on Thinkorswim. I mean, on the 5-minute, it's almost like a it's almost like a bear flag, except for this wick is just way too long to make it a flag. I mean, that's a stupid looking flag. I mean, I guess it could be a flag. I don't know. The movement it's doing is interesting. That's what I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it interesting. I don't know. It may, like I said, I'm willing to hold this a little bit longer. So, I mean, I'll probably end up holding it all day, most likely. Yeah, so dropping down a little bit more here. So if $2 can hold up as support, that would be a decent sign of strength. But it may crack $2. So like I said, it's moving Kind of weird. Like this quick pop up all the way to 225, and then now a sell off right back down. See, we're already back down to 2, so I don't know. Stock has been getting manipulated so much. It's hard to say. I don't know. Watching an iMac. You guys really are thinking big on iMac. iMac halted again though on the way down. And Acre's starting to come back up, starting to re-break 3 here. And that's right where that 50 is at 3, so let's see if Acre starts getting going here in a little bit. If it can get over 3, it's trying right now. There it goes. So Acre, woo, quick pop up to 325. And I told you guys, break a 3 on Acre. Let's see what happens. See how much Acre gets right now. It may have to build up a little bit more. But like I said, Acre is a very, very, very small float. So it is a very risky play because it can go one way or the other extremely quick. As you just saw at the break of 3, it just ran 25 cents. So but if a lot of volume starts coming in this, I could see this start ripping pretty hard. Let's see, AYTU still is trying to hold up $2 support. Yeah, AYTU is already at 100%, but AYTU also can run way more than 100%. I've traded AYTU multiple times in the past. I know what this stock can do. So here's one day 11.40 all the way up to 16. Right there 10 to 11. But if you look back a couple of years ago, it's ran the last couple of years at different times for different reasons. But also, like I said, it comes down really fast too, so as you can see there, it's not something I would recommend a newer trader to get in. Yeah, I could see iMac at 125. That'd probably be alright. This is a very big gap up, though. That's the thing I would... Yeah. I don't know if it keeps getting halted. Let's see, how many times has it got halted this morning? Twice? This is the second time? Yeah, it'll probably get down to that 325 area. See, Wader not doing too much. DCN dropping. Just TBX there. JAGX is doing nothing. Looks like AYT is trying to hold up $2. See, at this point, AYTU needs another press release. Good bit of buyers at $2. But they need a press release saying that their tests have arrived. That's the next thing that's going to get this stock to move. But AYTU's been releasing press releases at all times of day, so that could come at any moment. The big press release of, oh, we got our test. So iMac a little... I don't know about iMac, guys. I'm really not sure how I feel about it. Yeah, that's like One Life said. If you can get it at 125 and then sell maybe at 150, if it gets back down there. Here's the thing though, if it does start coming back up and it hits 220 and it doesn't break, it's going to sell off pretty hard. So that's what would make me nervous about it. Yeah, it is the catfish hidey hole pattern. See, AYTU gonna test $2 again. So AYTU's tested $2 support. This is the fifth candle. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A 200 being there makes me nervous on IMAC. See what we got forming on the 5. Still ugly on the 5. And on the 30, it's just a red candle. What I would be looking at on IMAC right now is the potential bull flag that might be forming. But if IMAC drops down anymore, it just got halted again. It just got halted again. I don't know. I don't know about all that halting it's doing. But if it comes out and doesn't go up anymore, we're starting to get that reverse U shape on the 30 minutes. So that I would be careful with. Well, it got halted for what, 17 cents? It's weird. So at this point, for AYT to run anymore, it looks like it's going to have to make a big U shape. And maybe, let's see, if AYTU can make a big U shape, it could probably rip, well, maybe not rip, but make another move up over that 225 in about 30 minutes, somewhere in there. That's what I'm saying. 2 needs to hold up, and $2 would be the bottom of this U shape. That's why I say you want it to hold up. I mean, there's pretty strong support there. A lot of big buyers at $2, which is nice to see instead of all the shorting that was at $2. It took forever to get through $2. So if it doesn't hold $2, then that would be ridiculous. It's possible, but it would be ridiculous. It's hard to say, Kofi. I mean, we've been swinging AYTU for like a week and a half, so like I've been in it. I've got in it at 150, and that was kind of the probably the best time to get into it. If you're still trying to get into it, I maybe would wait and see if $2 holds up. You might could get an entry at $2, but be very careful because I mean it is higher. Like when it was at 150, we had the 200 right here, and there was quite a bit of support. So getting in at 2, you're getting up a little bit higher than where the support is. Like your only support is $2 if you get in now. So yeah, what One Life saying, if for some reason it does drop back down below $2, you could look for an entry then. That would probably be the best idea. Yeah, there is a very lot of shorts in AYTU. I think AYTU has the most volume out of anything though so far. Yeah, AYTU's got 22 million volume compared to everything else. So let's see, we're still halted. That was at 8:49, so this should be coming out of this halt. We'll see what happens with IMAC. These upper shadows, if you look at this past history too, these upper shadows, these big upper shadows, they show that this can run, but if it does run, it sells off. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of upper shadows on this chart on the 1 year. So I mean, it could have potential to run some more, but just know wherever it decides to stop running at, that it will sell off pretty hard. Just because of those ugly upper shadows. $5 p.m. Lockdown. Josh, what is going on with AYTU's test kits, man? You live in Denver. They're in Denver. You haven't seen any big trucks, big shipping trucks come by there? I actually have a little bit of a U shape on IMAC at the moment. So it looks like it's going to get the $2 break. Now 220, that 222 area, that's where I would just go ahead and say 225 is where it needs to break if it's going to keep running. Yeah, go pick them up, man. Go to the airport and pick up those tests. Get them there at AYTU, and while you're there, tell them to put out a press release that the tests are there so they can drum up more hype on the stock. Because that's all. I mean, AYTU has the hype. It has the volume. It just needs more of a push to get it going. Like, we've got the test. Denver's governor is going to buy all 100,000 tests, and we're going to order 1 million more. Like, that's the press release we're looking for now. Well, that's good. If there's been articles. See, IMAC's about to get halted again on the way down. So, I don't like that. I don't like how much it's getting halted on the way down. Yeah, exactly. If they'd only released that as a press release. But yeah, AYTU needs more of a catalyst to get it going. The FDA nod was good, but it wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be for this stock. Wader might be selling off today. I may have to get out of my Wader swing. We'll give it a chance, but I'm not wanting to hold it past 130. HTBX still doing its thing. HTBX just will not do anything big yet. My casino gamble on DECN, it's, you know, it's dropped down a little. DECN needs to get the FDA approval for their test. Like, they finalized their version of the test kit, but they haven't got the FDA approval yet. So, DECN probably isn't going to do anything until it gets FDA approval. But like I said, this is an OTC stock, so there's really no telling. You know, it could get FDA approval, it could rip like crazy. It could get FDA approval and nobody cares. Like, I don't know. You know, like I said, it's an OTC stock, so right now it's right on this trend line, testing this trend line, so I have no idea. Like I said, it's an OTC stock. I've got it on a trend line, but OTC stocks don't follow normal rules, so it could pretty much do anything it wants at any time. Ooh, Acres coming down again. See what we got here. See, IMAX still halted. Yeah, IMAX still halted. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that one life as well. I think there's, still more potential on AYTU. Ooh, and AYTU is actually going to crack $2 here. So there may be a bit of a sell-off on AYTU. What the hell is the SPY doing right now? Interesting. So this is an interesting turn of events for the SPY. I know it's getting pumped by the government, but this is the first time the SPY has broke out of this downtrend channel. Very interesting. That is interesting. And TVI, good lord, TVIX back down to $86. Wow. Boy, I'm glad I sold TVIX when I did. As long as the market's rebounding, though, TVIX isn't going to do anything. So that's what I was worried about. So that is interesting. That is interesting. Curious to see where the SPY closes at today and what it does the next day. Because if it starts holding up out of this down channel, oh, is it? Oh, okay. I looked at the wrong thing. I'm a little bit out of it. I've been up since like 5 o'clock this morning watching pre-market. So TVIX I'm wrong about. It was at 250. I was going to say I can't believe it was at 80. That would be so crazy. But still, it is down to 250, which is yeah, I don't know. It's still pretty low, all the way down to 250, where my original entry was. Actually, it's down to 225. So, over the next few days, I'm definitely going to be watching to see what the SPY does. If it looks like it's going to start cracking again, I may try to get back in TVIX. I'd like to see it come down a little bit lower, though. But it's not hardly any volume through here. So, and IMAX pulling back. Yeah, there it goes. IMAX probably going to drop a little bit here. See, AYTU starting to test the support of the 200 here. What do we got here? This get halted. Was this a new IPO? Alright, I don't know what's going on with this. Yeah, I have no idea what is going on with that at all. And JIFN with a move. US Gold Corp. CELP. What's going on with this? Energy. This is an energy stock. Got halted on the way up. Ooh, an AYTU. Big sell-off. Big sell-off so far. All the way down to 184. So that's a little ugly. See, Wader really needs to hold up. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're going to have those type of sell-offs on AYTU when it doesn't break resistance. But this sell-off is basically because it didn't break 125. So any day traders that got in, you know, right here at market open at $2 who thought this was going to rip to the sky when it didn't break 225 and that $2 support cracked, then they're going to sell off and you're going to have that type of sell-off. So it's not that surprising. IMAC halted again on the way down to 155. Nasty. See JAGX. I may have to get out of WTRH. I would say it is. I'd say it probably will get down to that area. Acres consolidating, yeah. The Acre is kind of consolidating. Where's that 9 EMA at on Acre? Oh, here we go. 226. See, I'm down about $40 on Wader. Like I said, I don't want it to drop below 130. It looks like it might. Oh yeah, it is. I'm gonna have to get out of this. I got my sell order ready in case Acre cracks 130. Or not Acre, but Wader. Oh yeah. Yeah, waiter's starting to drop here. So I'm going to get out of this swing because it's not working out for me. Waiter's having a big sell-off here. Alright, yeah, so I had to get out. I had to get out of Waiter. If it keeps crashing, I'm just going to keep losing. So it cracked through 125. So I lost about $55, something like that on that swing. Oh well. Just too much of a sell-off. And it's cracked this trend line as well, so I'm not going to deal with that. Let's see. Yeah, so this is a perfect reverse U shape. This is a bent fishing rod. There's a bass right here holding on to the line. I would definitely say this is coming back down more. I would say it's probably at least coming back to 150, but it probably come back down to this 132, 125 area, but I definitely wouldn't touch it right this second. I'm definitely on a downtrend. Looks like AYTU's trying to hold up 200 day. And Acre's just chilling around this 260 area right now. THMO. THMO, so many things going on with it. CAPR has had a little rip so far and starting to flag a little bit maybe. Key opinion leader call. I don't really know why it's ripping though. That's not really a good reason. They're hosting a key opinion leader call on something for vaccine development, but that's, it's not really. I don't know. But it is flagging. Which is definitely interesting. I imagine Market Watch is pretty green. Yep. Pretty green. Hmm. And IMAX starting to come back up a little bit, but still, let's look at this 30. Yeah, on this 30, it's still a reverse U shape. I don't think IMAX is going to get it. But I could be wrong. It's not that far from 220 if it keeps coming up. It might get halted. Might get halted, though, if it keeps coming up right here, because it gets halted pretty easily. Yeah, that's I agree with that, Daniel B. The break of 220 is going to be important for this stock, but I don't know if it's going to get back up there or not. I mean, buyers are coming in, but like I said, looking at this 30-minute chart, I mean, this is the 30-minute chart is not promising at the moment. Hmm. See where it was it? Capper. Capper has the bull flag. Yeah, so Capper is definitely making a flag here. Very, very nice flag on Capper. Yeah, IMAC is definitely in no man's land for sure. So we'll wait and see if this starts popping out of this bull flag. Well, actually, it looks like it's trying right now a little bit. Probably break a 175. Yeah, break a 175 out of this bull flag. It could keep moving. It's going to have some resistance at 2. But if you're looking for maybe a quick 25 cents or something, you might could get it on Capper here. If his flag breaks. But this would be like I said, this would be a quick day trade for like 25 cents or something. You'd want to buy when you saw buying volume coming in to break this flag, because this flag could just do nothing. Flags have been kind of weird in this market. See Acre dropping a little bit more. How does Acre look on the 30? Looks like it's trying to hold up too. Oh, I switched away from Capper for 1 second. You can see it's popping out of this flag. Still struggling with 175 a little bit though. But that was see, what was that? 17-cent pop. There it goes. Let's see how much Capper is going to run here. See if it's going to get to $2 out of this flag. Capper is holding up in this 175 area. Didn't get as quick as a rip up to 2 out of that flag as I thought, but I mean it did rip out of this flag. That's a decent quick profit right there though. If it holds up 175, it still could get up to 2. I don't know. I don't know if that's going to get it or not. So IMAX starting to come back up again. I know everybody's watching this. See, we still don't have... When does this candle close? 9 minutes? Okay. Okay. We'll see what happens. Some buying coming in here. It's all the way up to 194. See, it's trying to go again. Looks like IMAX having trouble with 2, so if it's having trouble with 2, then 220 is probably going to be a little troublesome as well. Okay, now it looks like it's going to try to break 2. Might get the $2 break. The test kits for AYTU were supposed to be here this week. They didn't say exactly when, but this week. The other thing, if this thing shoots up to 220 and it gets halted, that's going to be real sketchy. Because if it halts on the way up at 220, I don't know if that will kill momentum or add more momentum to it at this point. But if it slowly builds up to 220, that would be a better type of break. It looks like it's about to get halted. So things are going to get weird. They're going to get real weird on IMAC here. Because it's getting halted in between $2 and $2.20. So it's getting halted with support and resistance below it. I don't know. When it comes out of these halts, it doesn't gap up or gap down very much either, so I don't know what's going to happen here. Like, I honestly cannot tell you whether or not this is going to break 220 and run or if it's going to start crashing out. Because that was a weird area for it to halt at. So, I don't know. The predictability at this point. Like, I guess you just gotta wait and see if it breaks 220 once it comes out of the halt. It's gonna be a weird one though. I don't know. I do not know. Let's see, Capper's getting that rip up to $2 here. So that's nice to see a bull flag actually work out. If I had funds available, I would have traded that little bull flag. It'd have been nice, but nothing you can do about it. I don't know if Capper's gonna go to the moon, but it'll probably touch $2. And if it breaks $2, I mean, there's some strong resistance at 2 on the chart back here, but if it breaks 2, it's still got room up to 250. So, you know, it's possible it could keep running, but these bull flags. Oops. Let's see, AYTU still riding in that 190 area, so that's all good and dandy. So when did IMAC get halted? So to be out of this halt at 929. A little bit of an upper shadow on Capper. Unless that candle fills out. Boy, I'm excited to see you guys. If you guys are really gung ho about IMAC, I'm excited to see what happens with it. See if you guys get in or not. If y'all make a good profit, then I would, that'd be nice to see for you. But like I said, it's just, I don't know. It's hard to say on this stock. I'm not particularly a fan of the chart, but how much you gonna run, Capper? Ooh, Capper's about to test $2. Oh, going right through $2, man. You're getting in Capper. You're getting in Capper. You should have got in when I was pointing out the bull flag. What did you wait for? Wait till after it breaks $2. Could have been back here at 170. Crazy. So a quick little test of $2, but it is pulled back below $2. So that $2, like I said, that's going to be some resistance. If it can show some strength and stay over $2, you might get a 250 run. But I would have wanted to be back here in this bull flag. That would have been where I would have wanted to get in at. Oh, see, IMAC opening up here and it's going straight up to 220. Did it just get halted again? I think it, yeah, it just, did it? Yeah, I think it just got halted again. Yeah, it did. So, alrighty then. A lot of buying volume trying to come in this at the break at 220, but with two halts so far, I don't know what's going to happen out of this halt. So, see, Acre just a cruising along. Acre might be a later in the day play. It may just consolidate all day, and then later on it may do something. AYTU coming back up a little bit. Yeah, AYTU starting to come back up. I think if we get a re-break of $2 on AYTU, volume could start coming back into this because volume died off after the sell-off, which is not surprising at all. But like I said, I think a lot of this was day traders and probably some shorters too that caused this nice little pullback. But I know a lot of people are bullish on this outside of us. Like, there's a lot of people bullish in different groups and whatever, so they could be added to positions. Too much overhead resistance on Capper. I mean, it's got resistance at 250. Like I said, that's what I was saying. I wasn't expecting a huge rip on this. I was just saying out of this bull flag, I was expecting it to hit 2, so you could get 25 cents or so out of the bull flag on it. But if it holds up 2, it's possible it could run up to that 250 area still. So when is IMAC going to be unhalted? So 3 more minutes, and we'll see what happens on IMAC. My concern is these halts are gonna kill momentum on this. I think if this didn't get halted this last time, I think this would have ran pretty hard. But it getting halted again, it's going to be a little sketchy. Well, the good thing is about Capper is I found it with this new scanner setup that I used, that I put together the other day, and I was able to catch Capper in this bull flag before it did go on the rest of this run. If I could have caught it earlier, that would have been a little bit better. So that's what I'm working on. I've been adjusting it a little bit. Trying to get the scanner to pick up because, like, a lot of the big rips I've noticed on some stocks, or the big rips during the day, like Capper here, they're not doing anything in pre-market. So it's a little bit harder to find them when they're not doing anything in pre-market. But with this scanner, if I can catch them coming out of pre-market and starting to move up, back through here, and that's where the scanner will start working out pretty good, I think. AYTU trying to re-break 2 here. See how we look on the 30. And if anybody wants the what's going on my phone here? Okay. If anybody wants the scanner, Acre down to 240. So Acre may just sell off all day. It may not do anything. Just had that one rip. Yeah, like I was saying, if anybody wants this scanner, then just let me know. I can show you the setup for it. So this should be coming out of this halt any second now. Unless it's going to be a 10-minute halt. Nope, there it goes. So it actually gapped up finally. So it gapped up to 240. But I mean the halt gapped it up, so that's where it's going to be a little tricky at. Let's see what it's going to do here. At this point, you want the 220 area to hold up as support. If it doesn't hold up as support, then this will get... Oh, it looks like it's going to get halted on the way down. Yeah, this is about to get halted on the way down, so... Yeah, I wouldn't... I don't like how much this stock gets halted. It's too much. It's hard to get any predictability on this stock. So, you gotta be careful with that. Move these lines off of Capper. Capper's looks like it's probably done. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the halts, that's what I was saying. Out of a second halt on the way up, like I think IMAC had the potential to rip when it came out of this halt here, and it gapped up. But, or actually this one, right here. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Right here when it came out of that first halt and it went up some more. If it wouldn't have got halted right here, I think it could have kept momentum and kept running, but getting halted a second time there, and now it's getting halted again. It's been halted a lot, and these halts, they just keep the more they happen, the more it's kind of like, if you were in on this and it keeps getting halted up and down, you're going to get annoyed. So traders who are trying to trade this are going to get annoyed by it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Another halt, and it's going to really aggravate people to the point that where they get out of it. I like a halt on the way up, but a stock that halts this much is just too annoying. And it's not even halting. It's not even halting when it runs that much. Like it's like 20 cents or 25 cents when it halts. So it's really hard to get an entry and catch it on the way up. It's too tricky. I don't like it. Let's see how we look on the 30. Well, the reverse U shape went away because this candle filled out. But you can see here on the 30, the volume is a lot lower than right here. We had big volume in the first hour, and then this one's pretty low. But I mean, we still got. Am I mathing right? Yeah, we still got 20 minutes left for this to keep volume, but we'll see. So, I don't know. Nothing. The only thing that's done anything predictable today was Capper out of that bull flag. That is literally the only thing. Because Acres right around this 240 area. Not a ton of volume on it right now. And AYTU just basically still consolidating. Getting back above the 200 here, but I mean, this is still pretty much like if you look at this from market close yesterday to market now, AYTU is in this channel. Let me read you all this line because this line's crooked as a crazy person. So, all right, guys, here this is where we're at on AYTU. Without any press releases, without anything, we are in a channel. This is a consolidation channel. You know, it ripped through this 185 area, which was support. Came up, hit 225 resistance. Came up 225 resistance. We know that's resistance. So, it's basically in this channel between 185 and 225. It's a 40-cent channel. So until this can break 225, it'll probably stay in this channel. Unless it cracks 185, then it'll be out of the channel and it'll go down. So, you know, it could be in this channel all day today. But that's all you gotta do just to figure out where it's going is just watch this channel. Pretty simple channel for consolidation. And basically what's happening is because we finally broke that $2 mark and $2 was such tough resistance, we're consolidating right in that area for the next move up, most likely. But like I said, if it ever cracks 185, then it is going to come back down some. So that's basically all you need to do there is watch that. So let's see what happens with IMAC. See if it actually didn't drop that much out of that halt. It dropped before the halt, but out of the halt it just kind of, now it's starting to drop. What AYTU? I honestly have no idea, Kofi. You know, everything in the stock market is speculation. There's no 100% guarantees or anything. My price target is $5, my first one. Just because in the penny stock world, there's three major resistance support lines: $1, $5, and $10. Those lines will hold up more often than not because it's a psychological thing when traders don't like to sell at weird numbers. Like, you don't want to really buy at 187 as support or sell at 187 as support. You know what I mean? Like, you might see me do that, but I'm trying to like trade around the psychology of other traders. And sometimes I'm just trying to get in stocks. That's why I mark it in a lot. But like, if you look even at AYTU, 225 is a whole number, basically. You know, it's every 25 cents in the market is support and resistance. And so $1 is, when a stock breaks over $1, it's a whole new level for it. Just like with AYTU, you see 30 cents, and then AYTU breaks over $1, and now it's staying over $1 for a while because $1 was really tough resistance. Same thing with $5, which is why AYTU is still in this range here. $5 is another tough resistance mark. And same thing with 10. It's like every time it goes, it's like leveling up. Every time a stock that hasn't been through those levels before gets through that level, it's like, okay, we're to a new level. So that psychology is why those hold up the way they do. So my first price target is 5. Because once we get over 3, there's really not much resistance. Like I said, you'll have resistance every 25 cents. But that natural resistance is not that tough. But $5 will definitely be tough because, you know, let's look back 3 years. So 3 years, it hasn't been over $5. Hasn't been over $5 since 2018. Looks like about halfway through 2018. So $5 will definitely be tough, and then same thing with 10. That's a whole new level. So 5's my first, and then $10 is my last price target. there's no way that I know for sure it's going to go up that high. I just think it has the potential to. So if it comes out with a press release, with their test and all that stuff, there's a possibility, it could start ripping pretty hard. It has the potential to rip hard. It just hasn't got well, it didn't get driven to 100. What probably happened was they probably did a reverse stock split right here. This was probably I'd say that's definitely what it was, a reverse stock split. So what that means is they shrink the float. So if it's 10 million in float, if there's 10 million shares that are offered to the public and they decide that 10 million is too many, they will do a reverse stock split and the 10 million will get turned into, let's say if it's 1 to 10, it'll get turned into 1 million shares. So it goes from 10 million shares to 1 million shares. But the price changes, but the value of the shares don't change. So if you've got 10 million shares down here at 371, then a reverse stock split would make 1 million shares worth like 79. So that's how it works. So even if you had, say, 100 shares here and then a reverse stock split happened, the value would be the same. So you don't lose any value, but that reverse stock split just makes the price go up. But the price really didn't go up from here to here. I hope I'm explaining that clear. Yeah, nothing is guaranteed, but yeah, it didn't, like AYTU didn't rip from $3 all the way up to $80. It's just a reverse stock split. Now it did once it did have the reverse stock split, it did go on a run from 75, something like that, all the way up to 136. So it can rip hard. That's one of the reasons why I keep saying this stock has potential, because it's ripped hard in the past multiple times. You can see on this day, it went from 46 all the way up to 122 in one day. So that's a pretty big rip in one day. Of course, that's back then when it had a reverse stock split. Then after all that, it's just sold off and it hasn't really done anything. But I mean, you look back here, AYTU's moved right here. On this day, it went from 180 to 240. This day is somewhere around 2 up to 259. So just by looking back at past chart history, you can get an idea of what a stock can do. So, I mean, AYTU has the potential. How far it'll actually go, nobody really can guarantee that. Nobody really knows for sure. When it comes to trading like this, you're going off of potential. But that's why you have to have, pretty tight stop losses, You don't want this to crash out because, just as quick as this can rip, it can drop as well. If they come out with a bad press release saying that their test kits are not working, or on the way here from wherever they got shipped from China, the test kits got attacked by a raccoon and the raccoon shredded them, if they come out with that press release, the stock is going to crash pretty hard. So, but it does have potential. That's why I'm on it. I think One Life and he'd probably agree it's the potential of how hard that AYTU can rip. It's not, not only that, how hard it can rip, but also what's going on with it right now with the test kit. So that's the potential that, I'm trading it for. So, IMAC, what happened? IMAC got halted again on the way down. Yeah, I would say IMAC is probably done for now. I'd be very surprised if it makes a move here in the next 30 minutes or anything. Like if you're interested in iMac, I would probably wait till Power Hour and see where it's at. And then maybe in Power Hour, possibly, something could happen. But this is what I was saying. See, now we're starting to see it again. That upper shadow, if iMac keeps selling off now and this little middle candle here starts coming down, then it's going to look kind of like these candles with these big upper wicks. And there's plenty of wicks. And that's what I was saying earlier, was when this stock rips, just by looking at the past chart, it can rip, but it comes right back down. So chart history can tell you a lot about a stock. Now, it doesn't always mean 100%. Like I keep saying, stock market's not 100% guaranteed, but it can give you a good idea. I mean, it did get another nice move up on iMac, but it wasn't, it's hard to try to trade this with all these halts. So, hope that makes sense. Yeah, definitely do your own due diligence. Don't be buying stocks just because you see me buy a stock or One Life buy a stock. You want to make sure that you're doing your own research first, because we are not licensed investors. This channel is for entertainment and educational purposes only. But outside of that, you want to be doing your own research. Because if you follow somebody, like, I get gung-ho sometimes. Like, you definitely don't want to follow what I do, because I'm crazy. Especially right now in this market. You want to make your own decisions. If you follow me, then things can go awry for you very quickly. Or follow my trades. That's why I say learn from my mistakes, because I get crazy sometimes. Just like Acre this morning. I got a little crazy on Acre. And I'll probably end up taking a loss on Acre unless something happens later today. But definitely be your own trader. Here's another thing too, and this is a reason why I didn't like iMac, but I like Capper. If you're looking at this yearly chart, you can see Capper's moved in the past. It does have a couple of upper shadows there, like iMac did, the upper shadow there, but it's had some days where it does have solid green candles. But looking at the chart, Capper was down here. iMac opened up way up here. So when you're opening up way up here, when the stock was way down here, you're kind of in this no man's land where you can either drop really hard, or you could possibly break this and rip really hard. So you're kind of like, anything you do on this without, anything you do, it's kind of a gamble. Whereas Capper didn't open up way up here. Capper was right here. And so most likely Capper is not going to drop too hard. Unless something comes out that's a reason for it to drop, it's not going to drop too hard. Back here, right? I'm talking about before this rip right here. So like in pre-market, so if we look at the 5 minute, back in this area would be right here on the chart. So you have way less risk under you than you do with iMac. So that's why I was leaning towards Capper and kind of going, I don't know about iMac. Yes, that is very true. One Life is correct. It does take years of learning and testing. Then the more you're in the stock market, the more you'll see these different things that we're talking about as far as chart patterns on the yearly charts, and different things like that. But it looks like everything. Well, see, IMAC is starting to come back up again a little bit here. So let's see what IMAC does. Let's see if it's going to try to re-break that 220 area. My only, like I said, the only thing is if it gets halted again on the way up, it's going to kill off that momentum again, and you'll probably have another sell-off. So Lambos do not come overnight, if at all. Yeah, you do have to be well capitalized. I mean, you can grow a small account. It's really, really tricky. But to make bigger money in the stock market, you have to use bigger money as well. Well, Acre's starting to crack 240 a little bit there. So I'm going to keep the stream going for a few more minutes, see what IMAC does here. I want to see if it's actually going to try to get a rip. Looks like it's going to get halted again. Yeah, you were never going to get a big rip on this if it gets halted. Oh, no, it didn't. It looked like it was going to get halted for a second. But if it keeps halting every 25 cents, then you're never going to get a big rip on this. Most likely. Well, hey, it's a start. Think of it. Think of that $140 like this. You most likely are not going to get rich off of that $140, but you are going to learn some very valuable lessons off of that $140. I would think of it as an investment in myself, because $140 to learn some lessons is not that much. Yeah, you want little, like with that little of money, you probably don't want to be swinging for the fences. It's going to be very hard to really make some big gains. But like One Life said, if you just focus on if you focus on little gains, like little 20-cent gains every day or every other day, then over time you're going to learn a lot more, and you're going to grow that little $140 into, maybe 200 after a couple of months or something like that. It'll be very good experience for you. So, like I said, you'll learn some valuable lessons. But if you get a bunch of small wins, it works out better. Yeah, Daniel B knows some good audio books. I'm not a big fan of audiobooks, but just learn as much as you can. That's all you gotta do. Just learn as much as you can. Trade with the capital you have, that 140. I wouldn't put much more than that 140 in. I would just keep on trading with that and try to grow that. And if you can grow it to, $300 within 3 or 4 months, then you're doing very good, because the way that things work, I'm not sure. I don't know how custodial accounts work. I have no idea because I didn't trade when I was that young and I don't have any kids, so. Yeah, well, One Life said that's the point I was getting to. Like you scale up. So like if at 140 turns to 200, then you can buy a little bit more shares, and you can keep, you keep growing that 140. Once it gets to 1,000, then you can buy a higher price stock and maybe make $200 off of a play, and you just keep scaling up your position sizes with your account size. And of course, you want to have your own risk management, what you can tolerate, and stuff like that. And then you just keep on scaling up. So what does this look like on the 30? Hmm. I don't know if IMAX going to re-break or not. What you can do, which I don't know how much it'll help with all the stupid halts, but you can put IMAC on a trend line. Although this might be a dope. Oh, nope, it didn't close. Still too early to call that though. A UGMA account. I'm not sure what that means. Hold on, let me look some information up here before we end the stream. But yeah, I think I'm about ready to end it now because not much is going on. But let me look this up and see. I don't know. I mean, oh, you're in a well. I mean, you want to be in a cash account. I'm gonna let One Life respond to Daniel B's last comment on that one. I'm not. I kind of disagree with Daniel when it comes to EMAs. Like I don't like to use a lot, but
Yeah, I'm struggling to get away from using VWAPs or VWAPs and moving averages. Why would like I can see clear as day on this chart. This 200-day moving average was resistance here, it was resistance here, and it was going to be heavy resistance here. Just by looking at that, I can see that. You know, like I use the moving averages for support and resistance. Same thing with the VWAP, because you can easily look. Same thing with AYTU. You look back at AYTU, 50-day moving average back here. Let's see. It's kind of hard to do it. Let's see. Let me pull this back. Okay, there we go. So the 50-day moving average was below, so it was support. It cracks this support. Now that 50-day moving average is resistance. And it acts as resistance all the way through here. And you see right here, 50-day resistance. 50-day resistance. And then when it finally breaks over that resistance, it acts as a little support there. And then when it cracks back below, it's resistance again. You can see it here again. Resistance, resistance. Like, I don't understand how that's not helpful. Get him, Josh. Get him. Get Daniel B. Get him. Go ahead. I'm tired of arguing with him about these damn lines. I I think it depends on the trader, honestly. Like, I think if you want to, like, if you don't want to use lines, you don't have to. You don't have to use moving averages and VWAPs and all that stuff. Uh, if you only like using a little bit, like I don't use a ton. I use these three on the daily chart, and then I use the VWAP and the 9 on my minute chart, and then and the 200. I do have the 200 on there, but I actually probably take it off. I don't know. And then of course I make my own trend lines and stuff when I'm looking for patterns, but I don't like to use a lot. Some traders like to use more than that. Some don't like to use that many. Before I was only using the VWAP, and I may end up going back to that. I've just been experimenting with the 9 and the 200. But yeah, I think Daniel B is an algo. Yeah, I think it just depends on the trader. What you are trying to do, what strategy you're using. There's a lot of different ways that they can be helpful. So depends on you. And Acre actually starting to get a little rebound here finally. But yeah, you just gotta be your own trader. Like, if you watch that video I just put out, the 5 tips, one of the most important takeaways from that video is be your own trader. Find what works for you. There's a million ways to make money in the stock market. Try different strategies and keep a little bit of a log. You don't have to necessarily keep spreadsheets if you don't want to. If you do, that's fine too. But keep some type of log to where you can look back and say, okay, this strategy is not working, this strategy is working, and then focus on the strategy that is working and continue to hone that strategy. But there's a lot of different strategies. Some people play the VWAP. Some people, only look for U-shaped patterns. Some people only look for bull flags. Some people look for moving average squeezes on the daily chart. So there's a lot of different ways to make money. It all depends on you. So don't, experiment, try things out. Like, since you have an account, who's your... I was about to ask him who his broker was, because you can paper trade and you can practice all these strategies paper trading and not have to risk any real money and until you find a strategy that works and then start using real money. There is not a proper. I'm going to argue with you on this one, Daniel B. There is not a proper way to make money in the stock market. You can't tell me that there's one way. If you're saying that your one way is the only way to make money in the stock market, you're absolutely lying, because there's no possible way that there's only one way. Oh yeah, if you got TD Ameritrade, download Thinkorswim and get the paper trade. Yeah, the paper trade's included with Thinkorswim. It's free, and when you log in, you just turn the paper trade tab over, and then you'll be on simulated money, and you can practice different strategies and different moving averages and do all that, so you can figure out what you like to do. Because I will absolutely argue to the death of me that there's more than one way to trade. Absolutely, there's more one way to trade. There's not a proper way. If that was the case, then everybody would be doing that proper way and everybody would be making money. You know, Daniel B's proper way works for him, but it may not work for One Life, because One Life makes money just as well as Daniel B does, and One Life uses moving averages and everything else. So, yeah, but proper way is basically saying there's only one way to trade. That's what he's saying. I know what Daniel B's saying. He means he's trying to say there's only one way, there's one proper way. I know exactly what he's saying. That's why he said it that way. He's saying that learn the right way that he does it. See, I'm stuck in my cloud. What is the Ugandan knuckles? That's what not One Life, that is Daniel B's Ugandan knuckles. I know the way. Show us the way, Daniel B. Show us the way. Yeah, y'all both definitely have different trading strategies, and I see it day after day. Both of you make money, so. Oh, Daniel B. You are a guru amongst gurus. Yeah, you probably do scalp more than he does. That's what I'm saying. There's so many different ways. You can scalp, you can dip buy, you can play momentum trades. You know, you can short. You can play U-shapes, bull flags. Like, I can name many ways that make money. Like, what was wrong with this bull flag earlier that I called out, Daniel? Was that the proper way, playing this bull flag, or is that not the proper way? How would you have how would you have tried or how would you have traded Capper? So IMAX is actually holding up above this $2. See, AYTU is selling off pretty nicely today. We're out of that channel. So we need to see if it's going to hold back up, if it's going to get back above this channel or not. It may sell off to 175 though. Yeah, probably sell off 175. Yeah, the PDT rule is basically for margin accounts. So, like, and their margin accounts under 25K. I mean, we're kind of affected by it because on a cash account it does take 40. Well, I don't know if it's 48 hours, but it takes 2 days for your funds to settle. So if I made a day trade today on my cash account for $500, tomorrow I wouldn't be able to trade that $500. That $500 wouldn't settle until Thursday. So we're not really restricted by PDT rule. If you have, 50,000 in your account and it's a cash account, you can trade as much as you want during the week, as long as as long as you're trading smaller increments, so that each day that funds have time to settle. Whereas a margin account, if you're under 25,000, you can only make 3 day trades per week, or you will get restricted and possibly fined, and maybe even booted off of the platform if they want to do that to you. But see, IMAX starting to come back up again here. But but with a cash account, you can make as many trades as you want. It just takes that time for the funds to settle. All right, Josh, have a great day, man. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow. So I mean, yeah, the PDT rule, it doesn't really affect you on a cash account that much. Like I said, you just have to have that time to let it settle. It looks like IMAC might get halted again here. No, I don't know. I wouldn't say you wouldn't get fined. I mean, they might not fine you the first time, but I've seen that they can fine you. They have the ability to fine you up to, like, if you break the PDT rule multiple times. I have seen that before. Like, I've never been fined because I've never been on a margin account to break the PDT rule, but they won't fine you most likely the first couple of times, or maybe the third time, but they can fine you at some point. Capper's starting to U-shape back around a little bit. Because I think I don't know. I can't remember what I was thinking. Yeah, and AYT, like I said, it's probably going to go back down to 175. So a little sell off so far today. HTBX, what are you doing? So IMAC will be unhalted at 1021, but I think I'm done for now, guys. I don't know. We'll see what happens over the next few hours, and then we might come back at Power Hour. I don't know for sure yet. But yeah, we'll definitely be back. And Kofi, if you haven't joined the Facebook group yet, go join the Facebook group. You can talk to these guys, ask all the questions you want. But yeah, you guys, if we don't do another stream today, I'll see you guys tomorrow, and have a great day if not. So enjoy it. If you guys get on IMAC, I hope you guys get a winner. But yeah, just we gotta see what happens over the next few hours. So yeah, that's it for me, guys. Until later. How about that?